Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead, and welcome to my kitchen. I am Barbara if you're new here, and today we're in the kitchen making one of my favorite things that I have not been able to make in the last 2 years. So today we're gonna make homemade Sriracha sauce. I cannot wait. Y'all, this is only my second time making Sriracha sauce, but I made it 2 years ago from the peppers in my garden, and I tell you, it was so good. It was so good. Last year, I did not get the peppers that I needed to make Sriracha sauce, and so I ended up buying some from the store. It didn't even taste good. Like, it just didn't even taste good. And I don't even know that I've had Sriracha sauce outside of that store brand that I don't even know the name of it, but it's you've seen it. It's a traditional one that's always around. I don't know that I've had it outside of that. I just know that I like spice, and I wanted to try it for the first time 2 years ago. I tried it. It was absolutely excellent. And so when I did not have it last year and bought that other stuff, like, I had to throw it away. It was just so bad. Like, it didn't even really have a taste or flavor to me. And so I know that homemade is the way to go. So I'm going to see if I can recreate. I don't remember what recipe that I used 2 years ago, because you look up a lot of stuff on Pinterest, you try one, and then sometimes I'll put 4 or 5 recipes together, and usually once I try something and I like it, then I'll save it. But I did not do it that time, and I only had a few peppers, so to speak, and it only made me that one bottle. By the time that stuff was gone, I was heartbroken. And so what I've been trying to do is be intentional this season to make sure I have some Sriracha sauce. Now, Sriracha sauce is traditionally made with red jalapeno peppers. Now, if you grow jalapeno peppers and let them turn red, then that would be the equivalent of what you would make Sriracha sauce with. That's how it's traditionally made. So I'm doing that, but that's really not my main go-to. I actually planted Sriracha peppers. So it's the same thing. It's a hybrid, specifically, bred to be jalapenos that turn, well, let me back up. Jalapenos are going to turn red if you leave them on the vine long enough anyway. The Sriracha is a hybrid that's supposed to get red faster, and that's going to be the ideal state, right? So I planted, I want to say 3 Sriracha peppers, and they have taken forever to turn red. And so some of them I've already harvested as jalapenos, but I've been saving ones here and there and everywhere. So I don't have a lot. I have about 2 pounds of red peppers that you can see right here in this bowl. So these are Sriracha peppers, which is nothing but jalapeno peppers turned red. Now, if you try to use the jalapeno peppers that are green, your sauce is going to be brown. It's not going to be red. I want it to be that red color. Another substitute that you can use are chili peppers, like Thai chili peppers, or some other type of chili pepper that's red. You can also use that, but I wanted to specifically do it with Sriracha or red jalapeno peppers. So that's what we're going to do today. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually get gloved up. I have my gloves here, and I'm going to tell you now, today is a huge preservation day. Really, this whole week is a preservation day. We got the freeze dryer going. I am freezing stuff, dehydrating, canning, like I'm doing all the things. I'm working on pretty much the last of our summer harvest that's coming in from the tunnel. We still have food outside in the ground. So that's why it's a huge preservation. I have a huge big harvest. So you'll see counter is full of stuff. I just got finished cutting up a whole bunch of peppers here. I got more peppers than I know what to do with, but these are like orange bell peppers and green bell peppers mixed. These are green bell peppers from my tunnel that's not gonna get a chance to turn the color they're supposed to because I pulled them to get ready for fall planting. So that's what this is. And if you're new here and you have not heard me talk about this bag, these are bags from Stasher. They're reusable bags. This is my favorite reusable bag, but they are pricey. But look, y'all, it can stand up, so it has a bottom. And then I like that you can see the contents that's clear on this side. It's kind of frosted on that side, but on this side you can see how clear It is. I love these bags. But I'm going to tell you right now, they're expensive. But are they well worth it? They are well worth it. The quality, it is so thick. The seal is like unbelievable. So they have a sale, a big sale, usually once a year for back to school where things are 30% off. So I just started using the bags last year. So I dedicate $100. I dedicated $100 last year and $100 this year to get whatever I can get for $100. That's kind of how I plan it out in my head. And then I'll just continue to build up my stash, so to speak, over time. Now, if you got big bucks and you want to just go all in, then do that. But for me, I had to plan my stuff. But those bags are absolutely wonderful. If you want to invest, that is the bag. You can, the link is in my Amazon store. You can get them from Amazon or from stasher.com. If you want to go to Amazon, then go to my Amazon link in my bio. Also, the other bags that I use for reusable are also in there. Those are like my second best. Those are good too. They're just not that. So, in case you didn't know. But I'm gloved up because anytime you're dealing with hot peppers, I want to make sure I don't get anything on my hands and rub my eye, touch my face, all of that. I also have one of my windows open in the kitchen, and I also have my air purifier going. I might need to open the door because when I tell you this stuff gets hot, it gets hot. But we're going to get down to business. So basically, let me just show you here. And like I said, excuse all the stuff. So I have my my Sriracha peppers here. They have been in the freezer. I took them out this morning just so that they could defrost. I am just going to put them in half. When I froze them, I just took the tops of them off. But now I'm going to actually slice them in half just so they'll be a little bit of a smaller chunk, so to speak. And I am going to take a lot of the seeds out just because I don't want it extremely spicy, since these are definitely all Sriracha peppers. But I'm not going to be too particular about it. Like, I'm not necessarily trying to get all the seeds out, but I am going to take a large part of the seeds out. So I'm just going to slice these in half. You see, I already have my garlic here. It's already ready to go and peeled. That is garlic that we grew in the garden, and that is elephant garlic. The elephant garlic has more of a milder flavor than traditional garlic. But what I like about it is that the cloves are so big that you can peel them easily. It's actually part of the onion family. But if you have not done your garlic order for the fall, make sure that you get on it and do that right now. Because garlic season to start planting garlic is typically in October and November. And then it is going to grow and then go dormant and then come back in the spring, and you'll be ready to harvest it in the summer. So it's like a 7-month process, but you plant it now in the fall so that you can harvest it for next summer, 2025. So I'm going to get all of these cut in half. I'm going to get rid of a lot of the seeds, at least probably 50%. Again, it's not scientific. I'm just, going to scrape them out. And then I'm going to meet you over at the blender, and we're going to mix all the stuff together, and I'll walk you through what we're going to add to it and what the recipe is. Okay, y'all, got it all done. You can see over here are all the seeds that I took out, right? It still has some seeds in there, but we're gonna get all of this back in the bowl, so just so I can transport it over to the blender, and we're gonna start blending it up. And so if you've never done like a hot sauce and stuff before, basically the heat is in the seeds. So the more seeds you leave in, the spicier it's going to be. The more seeds you remove, the less spice it's going to be. I want it to be spicy, but also have that traditional, like a sweet, smoky type flavor, if I'm making sense. Anyway, I'm going to meet you over at the blender. Okay, so we're over at the Vitamix, and we're just going to dump our stuff in. So the recipe calls for 3 cloves of garlic, But because I'm using elephant garlic that has a milder flavor, and I didn't want to have to save a bulb, I just peeled a whole, a clove. I just put a whole bulb of garlic, so there's probably like 6 cloves in there. But to me, that's the equivalent of 3 cloves, right? And who can have too much garlic? I'm just gonna dump these in here. So I have about 1.75, 1.8 pounds of Sriracha peppers. Then we're gonna add about 2/3 cup of water. I'm gonna add about a 1/2 cup of rice vinegar. Different recipes call for different kinds of vinegar. And then also, I am not going to ferment this. 1, because I want it right now. 2, I don't have time. And 3, the last one I didn't ferment, and I like the way it tasted. Now, and these are all the Sriracha peppers that I have right now in house. I still have some jalapeno peppers that I could let turn red. We'll see. But I do have 2 more Sriracha plants outside that have the ability to turn red. So if I get more Sriracha peppers and we make another batch, maybe I'll try the fermenting process to see if it actually tastes different. People say that it has a better flavor. The one I did last time was so good that I'm good with that. And then what else we're gonna add? We're gonna add in some sugar, 2, I'm gonna say maybe 2.5 tablespoons, and then 1 tablespoon of honey. I'm just gonna eyeball it. And then I think that's it. Oh, we forgot our salt. So we're gonna add in a tablespoon of salt. Okay. And then we're gonna blend that up. I'm modifying the recipe some because I'm not fermenting. So let's see if we're gonna be able to take this heat. Okay, the color is beautiful. Absolutely, it's a little bit more orange than red, but now all we have to do is put it on a pot, put it in a pot on the stove and let it simmer for 10 minutes and we're done, just like that. So I'm gonna transfer it over to the stove. I'm gonna strain out, if I need to strain out anything. It looks like it's pretty smooth, but if I need to strain something out, I will. But I'm gonna get it over to the stove, let it simmer for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna do a taste test and see if we hit it, the nail on the head. I'll meet you back at the stove. Okay, so I ended up getting, I guess, about 24 ounces, which will make me, I think, 2 bottles. I think these bottles are 12 ounces or 8, I'm not really sure. Now you can you can keep it in the mason jar, but because I want to be pretty and fancy, I'm gonna see if I can get it in these. Let's see, something tells me this might be a mess waiting to happen. Yeah, you see it got me. It got me. Okay, let's see if I can get it in this bottle, this funnel. Let's see if I can take this off, because the weight of it may cause me to not be able to hold it. Okay, now let's see if we can get it in here. Oh, this must be an 8-ounce bottle. That means I'm gonna get 3 of these. Even better. And so I'll just put this on here. Just like that. I'll finish filling up the rest of these. Okay, y'all, it is done. I am happy. So glad that I took the time to do it. It's really quick and easy, as you can see. I mean, if I didn't have to or if I wasn't talking, doing video, I literally could have chopped up all this stuff, blended it in probably 10 minutes. Then it took 15 minutes for it to simmer, 5 more minutes to put it in a jar. So you're talking 30 minutes to make you some homemade hot sauce with peppers, garlic, and things from your own garden. There's nothing better. And y'all, I ended up getting 4 jars, 3.5. This one is like a half, so we'll start with that one first. But it can stay in the refrigerator up to 6 months, and I'm sure it'll be gone by then. Me and my husband are probably the only one, but I may gift one also to somebody as well. You know what? I'm gonna give one to my brother because he did ask me to give him one when I made sriracha sauce. So I will gift one to my brother because last time I made it, I was telling him about it and his mouth was watering, but I only had 1 bottle and he couldn't have my bottle. So I remember he did ask me to save him one when I make sriracha. So we will give one to him. That will leave us with 2.5, and for sure that'll be gone. Now I'm hoping I get another round of sriracha. These bottles are linked in my Amazon shop if you want to get them. And these are 5 ounces, not 12 or 8. It's 5 ounces. So that's how I was able to get 3.5 bottles, so to speak. And then with this bottle, there isn't what you would call it, a spout. So you just kind of have to pour a little bit. Let me know if y'all use a different hot sauce bottle. I prefer one that has like the hole in it. Yeah, I'm sorry. A message was coming through. I prefer one that has a hole in the slit of it so I can kind of control the flow. And I bought that kind before, but it didn't work. But I like these jars in terms of the size, but it does not have the little slit. It's kind of like it's just a pour. So you have to kind of guide it and control it. But I'm so happy with this homemade sriracha sauce. So happy. Cannot wait to use it. Haven't had it in my house in 2 years, and now I do. What I want to know from you is if you have made homemade sriracha before, if you have made it unfermented or fermented, and let me know from your own experience if you've done both. Does the fermented taste better? And tell me what's different about the taste. That's what I want to know. But I appreciate you guys joining me in the kitchen. I hope that this is a recipe that you can add to your collection. Remember, gardening is a journey. We just did it, y'all, and used our stuff from the garden. It's a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.